Good morning, guys. So today I want to share from Mark. I'm going to read from chapter 15, and I'm going to read verses 29 through 32. And and the time is when this is happening while Jesus is hanging on a cross. Those passing by were hurling abuse at him, whacking their heads and saying, "Ha! Who are you going to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days? Save yourself and come down from the cross." In the same way, the chief priests also, along with the scribes, were mocking him among themselves and saying, "He saved others; he cannot save himself. Let this Christ, the King of Israel, come down from the cross so that we may see and believe." Those who were crucified with him were also insulting him. So, Jesus, even on the cross, on the cross, is being attacked. So, and the problem with them is, one, okay, obviously they don't believe that he is the Son of God. They only can believe in the physical world, is what is revealed to me when I read these passages. I mean, you got the reference about how they're mocking him because he said he was going to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. They're thinking from a worldly aspect, an actual physical act. They're talking about man-made possessions, and Jesus, when he said that, was talking about himself, and they didn't get that. They lived in the world around them. Their minds and their thoughts never went past into the spiritual realm. I mean, you've got regular folks, you've got the religious leaders mocking him. And they mock him because, when they tell him he saved others, he cannot save himself. So they know of the miracles that he performed and where he healed people. It's a good bit that they know about him raising Lazarus from the dead. But the whole point is driven here when they said, "Let this Christ, the King of Israel, now come down from the cross so that we may see and believe." That's the problem with man in general, with mankind. Too many of us have to see something in order to believe something. Man in general only has faith in what they see. Now, check what I'm saying. I'm not saying that man has no faith whatsoever. What I'm saying is man in general only has faith in what they can see and touch, feel. They only have faith in the natural world, in the physical world. That's the downfall of most men. But there is also spiritual faith, you know, and that's the eternal faith that we need to have. The faith that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, lived a sinless life, died on that cross for our sins, going through all the pain, the suffering, all the mocking of the people of those times that happened, believed that he was buried in the grave, rose up 3 days later, hence destroying the temple and rebuilding it in 3 days. And then he ascended into heaven to be on the right hand side of God. Our faith needs to be based on the gospel, on God sending Christ for us to save us and to reconcile us back to himself. Having faith in the physical world and what we can see, touch, and hear will benefit you nothing but death and eternal separation from God. The people of his time during his crucifixion didn't get the things that Jesus said to them and taught them because they required physical evidence. They wanted to see it now. And here's the sad thing about that. More than likely, even if he did, got himself down from the cross, and even though they say that they would believe, somehow I don't think they would still believe. I mean, let's look at all the things in Israelites' past. Their ancestors saw firsthand the power of God. They saw him in a cloud of smoke, a pillar of smoke. They saw him in a pillar of fire. They saw him part the Red Sea to allow them to cross. They saw him destroy Egypt and Pharaoh after they safely made it across by closing the Red Sea on them. What else did they see? Despite being in the middle of the desert, they were fed with quail and manna. He produced water out of a rock. I mean, and that's just getting out of Egypt. You know, that's 40 years of seeing all these different things. They saw firsthand punishments for those who disobeyed and didn't believe or tried to cause problems during that. You know, so my point of bringing that up, is that their ancestors who were delivered from Egypt saw physical proofs of God's power by God himself. But they still rebelled. And in the end, they still went off to believe other gods. Only a remnant stayed true to the one God. To the one God, the one living God. So, now, bear in mind, he didn't say that everyone was mocking him and abusing him. So there was a remnant that believed Jesus, believed his words. You got his disciples, you got his mother, Mary Magdalene. You know, there was quite a few who watched from afar. But for the most part, the people of the day, and much like people of today, mock what they don't understand, mock what they cannot see, and they have to have physical proof in order to believe. That's not faith in God, folks. That's faith in man. And to have faith in man is a very, very dangerous thing. And it's going to be a costly mistake in the end. Have faith in the gospel. Have faith in Jesus Christ. He died for us. He bled for us so that we could be reconciled back to God. And just know that having faith in something that you cannot see makes your belief that much stronger. Love you guys. Have a good day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.